In a world where the daily routine is dictated by the clock, the corporate ladder, and the demands of conventional society, there exists a group of individuals who feel profoundly out of sync with the world around them. These individuals, often referred to as chosen ones, have awakened to a higher reality, one that transcends the limits of the mundane. They find themselves struggling to reconcile their inner essence with the external world they inhabit. The clash between these two worlds, the spiritual and the conventional, creates an intense internal conflict that cannot be ignored. It is not just a career choice. It is the very fabric of their being that stands in stark contrast to the structure of the modern work environment. The conventional 9-to-5 job offers an illusion of stability and predictability, but for those who walk the path of the spiritually awakened, it is often a cage. It is a space where creativity is stifled, intuition is ignored, and the soul is slowly suffocated by the relentless demands of corporate culture. Those who feel this dissonance understand that the calling they experience is not merely a job, it is a vocation, a divine purpose that goes beyond financial reward or societal approval. This deep spiritual yearning cannot be contained within the rigid confines of a cubicle or the repetitiveness of a structured workday. Instead, it urges them to step into something greater, to align their work with their higher calling. But this step is not always an easy one to take. The clash of these two worlds is not just a simple inconvenience. It is a fundamental struggle for these individuals to preserve their spiritual integrity in an environment that feels alien to them. They are caught between the desire to live authentically, to honor their soul's purpose, and the pressure to conform to societal norms. It is a fight between living in alignment with their higher self or conforming to a world that often fails to understand their unique spiritual path. The inner calling, a voice too loud to ignore. For the spiritually awakened individual, there is an undeniable force, an inner calling that cannot be quieted. This calling is not a fleeting thought or passing desire. It is an all-encompassing, all-consuming pull that resonates deep within the soul. It is a voice that speaks louder than any external expectation or societal norm. It is a voice that comes from the very core of their being, urging them to step into something greater than themselves, to fulfill a purpose that transcends the mundane. This inner voice often emerges in the quiet moments of introspection, when the noise of the world fades away and the individual is left alone with their thoughts. It is a voice that whispers truths about who they truly are, what they are meant to do, and why they are here. For many chosen ones, this voice becomes a guiding force, a beacon that illuminates the path they must walk, no matter how difficult or unconventional it may be. But what happens when this voice collides with the reality of a 9-to-5 job? For the spiritually awakened individual, this external world can feel stifling, suppressive, and limiting. The inner calling cannot be ignored forever. It rises from within, demanding attention, and no matter how hard one tries to suppress it, the call becomes louder, more insistent, more urgent. This is the moment when the spiritual struggle truly begins. The choice to ignore the inner voice for the sake of job security, external validation, or societal expectations comes at a heavy price. The more an individual resists their calling, the more disconnected they feel from their true self. The spiritual unrest grows, and the soul begins to wither in the confines of a job that does not align with their higher purpose. The work may pay the bills, but it does not nourish the spirit. It does not fulfill the soul's deeper needs. And ultimately, it becomes impossible to ignore the inner calling any longer. It is a voice too loud to silence, a force too strong to resist. The illusion of security, how 9-to-5 jobs stifle spiritual growth. The world often tells us that a steady job is the key to security, a reliable paycheck, benefits, and the promise of a predictable future. But for the spiritually awakened individual, this so-called security is nothing more than an illusion. It is a trap that keeps them stuck in a cycle of superficial success and stagnant growth. The conventional 9-to-5 job offers a sense of financial stability, but it does little to nourish the soul or support spiritual growth. These jobs are designed to maintain the status quo. They are built to ensure that employees show up, do their work, and go home without rocking the boat. Innovation, creativity, and spiritual fulfillment are often seen as secondary concerns in a world where profit margins and productivity are the driving forces. For those who are spiritually inclined, the work environment can become a place of deep frustration. The demands of the job often leave little room for self-expression or personal growth. In fact, many spiritually awakened individuals find that the more they give of themselves in a 9-to-5 job, the more depleted they become. The rigid structures of corporate life, the long hours, the mind-numbing tasks, the endless meetings, are not designed to cultivate spiritual awakening. Instead, they force individuals to suppress their natural gifts, their creativity, and their intuition. They are trained to fit into a system that does not value their unique perspectives or deep spiritual insights. Over time, this creates a sense of spiritual suffocation. The soul feels trapped in a cycle of busyness and obligation, with little time or energy left for self-discovery, reflection, or growth. While many people thrive in conventional jobs, the spiritually awakened find them to be a source of constant tension. They feel as though they are living a life that is out of alignment with their true purpose. The security that these jobs offer may be appealing on the surface, but it comes at the cost of the soul's deeper needs. True security comes not from a paycheck, but from living in alignment with one's spiritual truth. And for many chosen ones, this means stepping away from the conventional job and embracing a life of greater authenticity and purpose. The spiritual disconnect, feeling like a stranger in your own life. One of the most profound feelings that spiritually awakened individuals experience in a 9-to-5 job is a sense of being a stranger in their own life. They go through the motions, showing up to work, completing tasks, interacting with colleagues, but all the while they feel detached, disconnected from the world around them. Their inner self does not align with the external reality they are living in, and this dissonance can create feelings of isolation and loneliness. At work, they may feel like they are playing a role, pretending to be someone they are not. They may put on a mask to fit in with the expectations of their coworkers and superiors, but beneath the surface, they feel out of place. They long for deeper connections, for meaningful work that aligns with their soul's purpose. But in the corporate world, these connections are often superficial and transactional. The deeper yearnings of their heart are left unaddressed, and they begin to feel as though they are living a life that is not truly their own. The spiritual disconnect is not just a sense of discomfort, it is a profound misalignment between who they are at their core and the life they are leading. It is a feeling of being out of sync with the world, as though they are on a completely different frequency than everyone else around them. This misalignment can lead to a deep sense of frustration, sadness, and even despair. It becomes impossible to ignore the growing gap between the life they are living and the life they know they are meant to live. This sense of disconnection can also manifest physically. The body becomes tense and drained from the constant effort of fitting into a life that feels unnatural. Energy levels plummet, and the soul's energy begins to wither. The more disconnected one feels, the harder it becomes to perform well in a job that does not nourish or align with the soul's purpose. It becomes clear that something must change, that the spiritually awakened cannot continue to live a life that feels foreign to them. They must step into their truth, embrace their calling, and begin the journey toward a life that aligns with their deepest spiritual essence. The search for meaning, why the soul cannot settle. At the heart of every chosen one lies an unshakable search for meaning. This search is not just a fleeting thought or occasional desire, it is a driving force, a fire that burns within the soul, refusing to be extinguished. It is the voice that asks, "Why am I here, and what is my true purpose?" Unlike those who can simply follow the prescribed path of society, spiritually awakened individuals cannot ignore the deeper pull of their soul. The answers that the world offers, status, wealth, material success, are not enough. These are but fleeting distractions that only scratch the surface of what is truly meaningful. For the awakened, the search for meaning goes deeper. It seeks to understand not just the purpose of life, but the very essence of existence itself. The chosen ones feel an inherent calling to explore, to understand, to experience the deeper mysteries of life. This calling is not based on ambition or desire for success, but rather on an inner knowing that they are meant for something much greater than the world can offer. And so, they search. They search for experiences, for teachings, for connections, and for insights that will lead them closer to the truth of who they are. But this search is never truly fulfilled by external achievements alone. The spiritually awakened know that true meaning is found not in what they accumulate, but in how they align their lives with their soul's deepest calling. The world offers many distractions: corporate ladders, societal norms, the constant pursuit of success. But none of these can quench the soul's thirst for true fulfillment. These pursuits might bring temporary satisfaction, but they will never provide the deep, lasting sense of peace that comes from living in alignment with one's spiritual truth. When a spiritually awakened person looks at the world, they see beyond the surface. They are acutely aware of the deeper layers of existence, the unseen energies, the subtle whispers of the universe, and the interconnectedness of all things. The search for meaning is not a linear path, but rather a series of twists and turns, moments of clarity and periods of deep introspection. It is a path that requires courage and patience, a willingness to let go of the known in order to embrace the unknown. For the chosen ones, there is no settling until they have found alignment with their soul's purpose. They are not content with a life that merely meets societal expectations. Instead, they seek a life that resonates with their inner truth. And this search, this quest for meaning, will continue until they have answered the deepest questions of their soul. The deeper the search, the more they realize that true fulfillment does not come from external accomplishments. It comes from within, from the understanding that they are not here merely to exist, but to contribute, to serve, and to awaken to the divine truth of who they truly are. The courage to let go, embracing the unknown path. There comes a moment in the life of every spiritually awakened individual when the need to let go becomes undeniable. It is the moment when the weight of holding on to the old life, the comfortable but unfulfilling life, becomes too great to bear. The security of a 9-to-5 job, the predictability of a routine, the familiarity of a world that offers external validation, all of these begin to feel like chains, holding the soul back from its true purpose. And so, the chosen ones must make a choice to let go of the old and embrace the unknown, or to stay in a life that no longer serves their soul. The courage to let go is not simply about quitting a job or abandoning the familiar. It is about stepping into the unknown, trusting that the universe will provide a path that aligns with the soul's true calling. It is about having the faith to walk into a future that is not guaranteed, to step away from the security of the known in order to embrace the infinite possibilities of the unknown. This moment of courage is not easy. It requires a deep surrender, a willingness to release the attachments, the fears, and the doubts that have held them captive. The mind wants to cling to the familiar, to the safety of what is known. But the heart, the soul, knows that true freedom lies in letting go. The spiritually awakened understand that they cannot move forward while constantly looking back. They cannot step into their true purpose while still holding on to a life that no longer serves them. Letting go is a process of deep inner work. It requires a willingness to confront the fears and insecurities that arise when the familiar is no longer an option. It requires trust in themselves, trust in the divine plan, and trust that the universe will support them in their transition. The courage to let go is not just about quitting a job or changing careers. It is about releasing the beliefs, the patterns, and the expectations that have kept them in a life of spiritual stagnation. It is about embracing the unknown with an open heart, ready to receive whatever the universe has to offer. The chosen ones know that their true path is not one of comfort or ease. It is one that requires risk, vulnerability, and the willingness to walk a path that is uniquely their own. But in that courage, They find their power, they find their true purpose, and they find the freedom to become who they were always meant to be, transitioning to a new path from survival to spiritual flourishing. The transition from a 9-to-5 job to a spiritually aligned path is not an easy one, but it is a necessary one for the awakened soul. It is a shift from living in survival mode, constantly fighting for a paycheck, a sense of security, or external validation, to living in alignment with one's true purpose. It is a shift from simply surviving to truly flourishing. The process of transitioning to a new path requires patience and persistence. It involves not just a change in external circumstances, but a transformation of the inner self. The spiritually awakened individual must go through a process of shedding the old, of letting go of the beliefs, patterns, and behaviors that no longer serve their highest good. They must step away from the fear-based mindset that keeps them stuck in survival mode and embrace a mindset of abundance, trust, and spiritual growth. The transition can be uncomfortable at times. There may be moments of doubt, moments when the old ways of thinking resurface and try to pull them back into the safety of the familiar. But the spiritually awakened know that they cannot go back to the old ways. They cannot return to a life that does not align with their soul's truth. And so, they move forward, one step at a time, trusting that the universe will guide them to a place of spiritual flourishing. This new path is not just about career success or financial abundance. It is about living a life that is in alignment with the soul's deepest desires. It is about finding work that nurtures the spirit, that serves others, and that creates a sense of fulfillment and purpose. It is about thriving in all areas of life, emotionally, spiritually, and mentally, not just surviving. The transition is a process of spiritual alchemy. It is the transformation of base material into gold, of the individual's inner world aligning with the outer world. As they step into this new path, they discover the joy and freedom of living in alignment with their true purpose. They find that the universe supports them, not because they are seeking security, but because they are living authentically according to their highest truth. The role of the chosen one, how you are meant to lead and inspire. The chosen ones are not meant to follow the crowd. They are not here to fit into the mold created by society or to conform to the expectations placed upon them. Instead, they are meant to lead. They are meant to inspire. Their very presence in the world is a beacon of light, a reminder of the divine potential that lies within each of us. The chosen ones are called to serve as leaders, visionaries, and guides for others on their spiritual journeys. They are the ones who step forward when others hesitate. They are the ones who take the first step into the unknown, trusting that their example will inspire others to do the same. They are the ones who show the world what it means to live authentically, to embrace the unknown, and to follow one's spiritual truth. But leadership is not about power or control. It is about service. It is about using one's gifts and talents to uplift others, to help them awaken to their own truth. The chosen ones are not here to impose their will on others, but to create spaces where others can find their own path, their own truth, and their own sense of purpose. Their role is not to dictate, but to inspire. They lead by example, by living in alignment with their soul's calling, and by helping others to see that they too can walk their own path of spiritual awakening. The chosen ones are often drawn to careers that allow them to lead with compassion and wisdom. Whether it is through teaching, healing, coaching, or any other form of service, they are meant to be leaders in their own unique way. Their role is to awaken others, to guide them through the darkness, and to help them find the light within themselves. In this leadership, they do not seek validation or recognition. They seek only to serve, to help others awaken to their divine potential, and to show the world that living authentically is the only way to truly thrive. The sacred work, embracing jobs that align with your purpose. Sacred work is not just about earning a living, it is about doing the work that resonates with your soul. For the chosen ones, sacred work is a calling, a divine purpose that goes beyond financial reward or societal approval. Sacred work is about living in alignment with your spiritual truth, using your gifts and talents to serve others and the world around you. It is about doing work that nourishes your soul and helps others to awaken to their own potential. For many spiritually awakened individuals, sacred work may look very different from a traditional 9-to-5 job. It may involve starting a business, teaching, healing, or creating art. It may involve using one's spiritual gifts to help others on their journey, whether through counseling, coaching, or other forms of guidance. Sacred work is not confined by the structures of the conventional world. It is about finding work that aligns with your soul's calling, that allows you to express your gifts, and that serves the greater good. The chosen ones know that their work is not just a means to an end, it is a sacred offering to the world. It is a way to contribute to the collective consciousness, to help others awaken to their divine nature, and to create a world that is more aligned with love, compassion, and authenticity. Embracing sacred work requires courage. It requires stepping away from the conventional paths of success and embracing a life that is aligned with your soul's deepest desires. It requires trust, the trust that when you step into your true purpose, the universe will support you. Sacred work is not always easy, but it is always fulfilling. It is the work that nourishes the soul, that brings joy and fulfillment, and that creates a ripple effect in the world. For the chosen ones, sacred work is not just a career, it is a mission, a divine purpose that leads them to a life of authenticity, service, and spiritual fulfillment. Practical tools for the spiritual journey, meditation, intuition, and more. The spiritual journey is an ever-unfolding process, one that requires not only deep introspection, but practical tools to guide, support, and refine our connection with the divine. For the chosen ones, it's not enough to simply seek enlightenment through passive reflection. They must actively engage with their inner world, fine-tuning their connection to their higher self and the universe. The tools they employ become vital instruments of this transformative process. Among the most powerful of these tools are meditation, intuition, and various spiritual practices that enable a deeper connection to the soul's true path. Meditation is the cornerstone of the spiritual journey. It is the practice that brings clarity, peace, and deeper understanding. Through meditation, the mind quiets and the noise of the external world fades away. In this silence, the awakened individual is able to tune into the subtle vibrations of the universe, allowing the soul's wisdom to surface. Meditation isn't just about sitting in stillness, it is about creating an open channel for guidance from the divine, tuning the mind and heart to the frequencies of truth. It is through meditation that the chosen ones often receive intuitive insights, profound revelations, and clarity about their life's purpose. The practice cultivates inner peace, helping to release the fears and distractions that cloud the path. It teaches the importance of being present, of embracing the now, as it is the only moment where true transformation can occur. However, meditation is not the only tool available to the spiritually awakened. Intuition is another profound tool that cannot be overlooked. Intuition is the soul's way of speaking directly to the individual, bypassing the analytical mind to deliver messages that resonate on a deeper, more instinctive level. For the chosen ones, intuition becomes a trusted guide, helping to navigate the challenges of life and pointing the way forward. It is through intuition that the spiritually awakened begin to make decisions that align with their soul's purpose. Intuition is not to be confused with impulsiveness or desire. It is the quiet knowing that comes from within, a feeling that resonates deeply in the heart and body. To cultivate intuition, one must learn to listen, not just with the ears, but with the entire being. Trusting and following the guidance of intuition is one of the most important skills a chosen one can develop. Alongside meditation and intuition, other spiritual practices such as energy healing, journaling, and connecting with nature serve as additional tools in the spiritual toolkit. Energy healing, whether through Reiki, sound therapy, or other modalities, helps to clear blockages in the energetic field, allowing for the free flow of life force energy. This promotes balance and harmony, vital for those who seek to walk in alignment with their soul's path. Journaling provides a space for deep self-reflection and processing. It allows the chosen ones to track their spiritual progress, document their insights, and release emotional baggage that may be holding them back. The act of writing becomes a form of catharsis, an opportunity to get out of the mind and into the heart. Nature, too, is a potent tool in the spiritual journey. Spending time outdoors, whether in the form of walking in the forest, sitting by the ocean, or simply connecting with the earth, provides grounding and clarity. Nature reflects the cycles of life, death, and rebirth, and it serves as a reminder of the interconnectedness of all things. The chosen ones recognize that nature is not just a place for recreation. It is a sacred space for deep spiritual renewal. The combination of these tools, the stillness of meditation, the wisdom of intuition, the healing energy work, and the grounding connection to nature, create a powerful foundation for the chosen ones to live their spiritual truth. By cultivating these practices and tools, they learn to navigate the complexities of life with grace, wisdom, and clarity, constantly realigning with their highest purpose. These tools become the means through which they deepen their connection to the divine and stay anchored in the truth of their path. They help transform the spiritual journey from an abstract concept into a practical reality, ensuring that every step is guided by inner wisdom and higher awareness. In the end, the chosen ones come to understand that their spiritual journey is not something that happens out there in the world. It is something that happens within, in the depths of their own soul. These tools are not just practices to be followed. They are ways of being, ways of connecting, listening, and acting in alignment with the divine purpose. They are the keys to unlocking the fullness of who they are and who they are meant to be. The power of 2024, a year of spiritual realignment and awakening. The universe is constantly shifting, and with it, the energies that guide our lives. As we move through time, there are moments, special years, powerful alignments that serve as turning points in our spiritual journeys. One such moment is the year 2024, a year that holds particular significance for the chosen ones. This year is not just another page in the calendar. It represents a powerful opportunity for spiritual realignment, a time when the veil between the physical and spiritual realms is thinner than ever. 2024 is a year that offers a cosmic opening, a portal for those who are ready to embrace their true purpose and awaken to a higher level of consciousness. The energies of 2024 are imbued with profound spiritual significance. The numerological vibrations of the year support a deeper connection to the soul's truth, enhancing intuition, spiritual clarity, and alignment with divine purpose. It is a time when the spiritually awakened are called to step fully into their power, to shed the old ways of being that no longer serve them, and to embrace their true selves with courage and confidence. The alignment of the stars in 2024 serves as a cosmic invitation to those who are ready to take the next step on their journey. It is a year that asks the chosen ones to trust the guidance of their intuition and to align their actions with the deepest desires of their soul. The potential for spiritual awakening is heightened, and the universe supports those who choose to answer the call. But this year is not just about external transformation, it is about internal shifts. In 2024, the chosen ones are invited to look within, to reflect on their soul's journey, and to make any necessary adjustments to their path. It is a year for realignment, for getting back on track with one's higher purpose. This realignment may involve letting go of old beliefs, relationships, or patterns that have held them back. It may require stepping away from the comforts of the known and embracing the unfamiliar territory of growth and transformation. 2024 presents an opportunity for the chosen ones to become more deeply connected to their higher selves, to understand their unique gifts, and to begin sharing them with the world in ways that are more authentic and aligned. This is a year to shed the constraints of the ego and step into a life that is fully aligned with the soul's divine blueprint. It is a time for shedding the limitations of fear and embracing the expansive nature of the soul. The spiritual realignment of 2024 is about clarity, gaining a clearer understanding of one's purpose, one's gifts, and one's mission. It is about aligning actions with higher wisdom and walking the path with confidence and grace. For the chosen ones, 2024 offers an energetic gateway, a chance to embark on a deeper, more purposeful spiritual journey. The question is not whether or not you will make the leap. The question is whether you are ready to embrace the full power of your soul's potential. This year marks a unique opportunity for all those who are ready to align with their true path and create a life that reflects the deepest truths of their being. The shift from mundane to divine, trusting the journey ahead. The journey of the chosen ones is one of profound transformation, a shift from the mundane to the divine. It is a path that requires trust, surrender, and faith in the unseen forces that guide us. Moving from a life that is governed by societal expectations and material pursuits to a life of spiritual alignment is not an easy task. It requires stepping out of the comfort zone and into the unknown, trusting that the universe will provide the necessary support along the way. The shift from the mundane to the divine is about moving away from the limitations of the ego, which seeks control and security, and instead embracing the flow of life. It is about trusting that the path ahead, though uncertain, will lead to greater fulfillment, joy, and purpose. It is about recognizing that the universe is not something separate from us, but an integral part of our being. We are co-creators of our lives, and as we trust the journey ahead, we align ourselves with the divine flow of the universe. This shift requires a deep willingness to let go of the old beliefs, old patterns, old fears, and step into the new. It requires letting go of the illusion of control and embracing the freedom of surrender. Trusting the journey ahead means trusting that we are exactly where we are supposed to be, even if it doesn't always make sense in the moment. The chosen ones understand that the journey to the divine is not linear. There are twists and turns, moments of clarity and moments of doubt. But through it all, they trust. They trust that each step, each experience, is part of their greater spiritual awakening. The journey ahead is not about following a prescribed path, but about listening to the inner guidance of the soul and trusting that it will lead them exactly where they need to go. Moving from the mundane to the divine is not just a physical shift, it is a spiritual transformation. It is about shifting our perception of reality, seeing the divine in all things, and recognizing that we are always supported by the universe. As we embrace this shift, we begin to align with the divine rhythm of life. The journey ahead becomes one of unfolding, one of continual growth and awakening. The chosen ones are meant to lead this shift, to show others that the divine is not something far away, but something that is deeply embedded within. The trust they place in the journey ahead is a beacon for others who are ready to embark on their own transformation. The future is yours. Embrace your path. The journey of the chosen ones is one of continuous evolution, one that leads to greater self-awareness, deeper spiritual connection, and alignment with the highest truth. The path is not always clear, nor is it free from challenges, but it is always worth it. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, has provided the tools, the guidance, and the opportunities needed for spiritual growth and transformation. The question now is whether you are ready to step fully into the life you are meant to lead. The future is yours to create, and it begins with embracing your true path. When you walk in alignment with your soul's purpose, the universe responds. It provides the opportunities, the support, and the guidance needed to fulfill your mission. This is the moment for the chosen ones to rise up, to trust in their inner wisdom, and to embrace the path that has always been theirs. The future is not something that happens to you, it is something you create. And when you align with your divine purpose, you align with the flow of the universe itself. The journey ahead is yours to walk. The only question left is whether you are ready to take that first step.